Ladies and gentlemen, you can convince yourself of just about anything when you want to believe a conspiracy theory. So a handful of netas, including ministers in Maharashtra, believe and want us to believe that probably the attack on Saif Ali Khan was not real, that it was staged, that Saif and his family are acting. And so the conspiracy theories that were floating around in the useless corridors of social media now have legitimate political backing. Leading the pack is Maharashtra's Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar, who is saying it is very difficult to imagine that Saif was stabbed with the way he is looking now. Of course, Mr. Pawar was referring to this picture of Saif Ali Khan, and we'll just put that picture out for you as well, walking out of hospital. There it is. This 5 days after a spinal injury and a surgery. Then there was Shiv Sena's Sanjay Nirupam, who wondered how Saif Ali Khan could come home, quote-unquote, dancing and jumping after a 6-hour spinal injury. Today, another Maharashtra leader added poison to this conspiracy discourse. Nitesh Rane, who just, by the way, is a cabinet minister in Maharashtra, speaking in a Hindu Mahotsav rally, asked if he was really stabbed or if Saif was just acting. He also rhetorically asked, had the attacker from Bangladesh come to take Saif? Good, said the minister. Garbage needs to be taken away. Yes, that is exactly what he said. If you don't believe me, listen in.
बघा त्या बांगलादेश पहिले काय करतात त्या मुंबईमध्ये त्या सैफ अली खानच्या घरात घुसले म्हणजे नालायक बघा किती आहेत पहिलं फक्त नाक्यावर उभा राहायचे आता घरात घुसायला लागलेले आहे कदाचित त्याला घेऊन जायला आले असतील हे घाट लेकी जो आम्हाला जायला तो एवढा तो असा बाहेरून चालत होता मलाच संशय राहिला काय घरात चाकू मारला की ह्यांनी कुठेतरी असंच ऍक्टिंग करून बाहेर निघाला असं टून 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 करून असतंय ते
कदाचित काल सैफ त्यांच्या घरी स्वतःच्या जात असताना त्यांची तब्येत किंवा त्यांचं एकंदरीत जे काही कपडे वगैरे होते ते बघितल्यानंतर बाबा यांच्यावर काही दिवसापूर्वी असा हल्ला झाला त्यांची मुळातच तब्येत पण चांगली आहे आणि जे घडलंय ते घडलंयच ना.
सैफ अली खान साहब हॉस्पिटल में गए, लीलावती में उनका उपचार हुआ और अगर इतना मेजर ऑपरेशन डॉक्टर ने किया 2.5 इंच की वहां से ब्लेड निकाला तो एक इंसान 3-4 दिन में इतना हंसते खेलते बाहर आ रहा है. खुशी की बात है, जल्दी अच्छे हो जाए हम तो चाहते हैं. एक हाथ में चोट लगी है, गर्दन में चोट लगी है मामूली सी, मगर लोगों के दिमाग में काफी सारी बातें आ रही है ना कि लोग मुझे फोन कर रहे हैं वारिस भाई कुछ तो है राज जिसकी पर्दादारी कर रही है, किस तो है राज जिसकी पर्दादारी हो रही है, क्यों पुलिस बता नहीं रही कि क्या एक्चुअली, क्योंकि इतना अगर गहरा घाव है कमर में एक इंसान चल के आ रहा है, फोटोज अलग दिखा रहे हैं पुलिस, तो हम तो चाहेंगे कि पुलिस सामने आए और बोले कि क्या हकीकत है.
देखिए, डॉक्टर लोगों ने जिस प्रकार का बयान दिया था उस घटना के बाद उसके हिसाब से सैफ अली खान के पीठ में 2.5 इंच चाकू घुस गया था और उनका ऑपरेशन 6 घंटे तक चला था. ऑटो वालों ने बताया था कि वो एक लहूलुहान अवस्था में हॉस्पिटल पहुंचाए गए. ऐसे में कोई व्यक्ति 16 तारीख की एक घटना है और उसके 4 दिन के अंदर इतना स्वस्थ होकर लौटता है तो ये कमाल ही लगता है मुझे.
उनकी चलने की स्टाइल पे
नहीं, चलने की स्टाइल वगैरह तो ठीक है, वो फिल्म एक्टर है, अपने स्टाइल से चल सकते हैं. क्या कोई आदमी इतना जल्दी रिकवर हो सकता है? अब ये सब देखते हुए मुझे लगता है कि इस पूरे घटना के ऊपर नए सिरे से परिवार की तरफ से खुलासा आना चाहिए, क्योंकि सैफ अली खान पे जब हमला हुआ तो उसको पूरा अपोजिशन ने कहा कि मैं मुंबई की कानून और व्यवस्था खत्म हो गई है.
Ladies and gentlemen, so essentially all conspiracy theorists are basically pointing out to two broad questions. How can someone who has had a 6-hour life-saving surgery, I beg your pardon, and that too in the spine, walk out of hospital after 5 days? Not just walk out, but walk out looking fit as a fiddle. And then the second big question they are raising is about the identity of the attacker. They say the face of the attacker on the CCTV that was released by the police simply does not match the man that the police arrested. Ladies and gentlemen, the beauty of a conspiracy theory is that just because you're not required to prove it, it seems so much real. Question is, are Maharashtra's politicians, especially those in power right now, somehow hell-bent on proving that the attack on Saif Ali Khan never took place? And if so, why? Because the stabbing of the superstar has raised obvious questions about law and order in Mumbai? Or because they genuinely know something that we, the people of India, don't? Let me go across to my guests who are joining me this evening. Kiran Sonewane is a spokesperson of the Shiva Sena, a national spokesperson of the Shiva Sena, joining us on the broadcast. Kiranji, thank you very much. We have Anish Gawande, spokesperson of the NCP, the Sharad Pawar faction. Thank you very much. Tehseen Poonawalla is a political analyst joining us on the show. Dr. Vikram Singh is a former DGP of Uttar Pradesh joining us on the show. And Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, chairperson of the Nephron Clinic, with us on the show as well. Kiranji, when we float a conspiracy theory, like Maharashtra's politicians, especially from the ruling dispensation, are doing, then we also have to ask a basic question. If they are saying that let's not take what Saif Ali Khan is saying on face value, maybe he was not attacked, maybe he was acting, maybe this is stage managed, right? That is essentially the sum total of what the Mahayuti politicians are saying. Okay, they have every right to say it, but they also have to tell us why Saif would endanger his own family and his own life and get himself stabbed.
No, but nobody has saying that the Saif family has stabbed. The police is investigating the complete matters and facts in front of the people itself. Police has released the footage, then also they have arrested the person. And all picture is clear. Our party concern is only that every person should get, every person should be the safety in the Mumbai or in Maharashtra. And next thing is that if any infiltration taking place from the border and Bangladeshis are coming in the Maharashtra, so we are concerned that our great leader, Mr. Eknath Shinde, also returned to the Home Minister that this should be the stop and all the Maharashtra should be scanned for if any Bangladeshi is staying in the Maharashtra in any
Kiranji,
they should stay.
Kiranji, look at what Ajit Pawar is saying. He is your deputy chief minister. Look at what Ajit Pawar is saying. He is your deputy chief minister. Look at what Nitesh Rane is saying. He is a cabinet minister. Nitesh Rane has gone ahead and asked whether Saif was acting.
By his party leader itself, Babankule has told that it's his own personal statement that whatever the Nitesh Rane has done. But you think that whatever the Nitesh Rane has spoken, I won't concern. I will speak only on behalf of my party. No.
Arey sir, but you are not just your party spokesperson, you are also a spokesperson for the government of Maharashtra. Na? You are part of the government of Maharashtra. So if your deputy chief minister raises a question mark on the entire attack sequence and a cabinet minister in your government does the same and wants to know if Saif was acting, then we will ask you questions. Na, sir, who else will we ask you questions? Anish Gawande, do you have a theory on why the ruling dispensation is floating these theories?
Whatever the doctor has released the medical bulletins, they have cleared it, what type of the injuries they there, what operation they have done it, and first here we can, thanks to the modern technology, science and medical advancement that which has given the quick recovery of the person.
Anish Gawande, would you want to come in here? Do you have a theory on why these conspiracy theories are floating? Now, they've been around for the last 5 days in the useless corridors of social media. Social media पे आधे लोगों को तो काम नहीं होता करने को, तो वो यही काम करते हैं. I understand that. Time pass होना चाहिए देश के पास and unemployed youth के पास. But the fact is that all these conspiracy theories have got political legitimacy when people like Nitesh Rane speak.
So Shreya, to start off with, since the government is not releasing any data on unemployment, we have to go by conspiracy theories. Situation is very serious. परिस्थिति इतनी गंभीर है, बेरोजगारी इतनी बढ़ गई है कि 5 दिन लोग सिर्फ इस पे चर्चा कर रहे हैं. So that should tell you something about the state of not just Maharashtra but the country today. Now, unfortunately, with respect to this particular case, it is really difficult for me to see the government of Maharashtra turned into a circus. What is going on? Nitesh Rane is a habitual offender. When he says masjidon mein jaake chun chun ke marenge, they say he does not represent the party line. We distance ourselves from his comments. When he makes another outrageous statement on something related to Saif Ali Khan, the party says we do not associate ourselves with his statement. He is just one of our MLAs. Now he's your minister. He's a representative of your government. He's allowed to do whatever he wants and say whatever he wants on national television. Now the bigger problem in all of this is, after all of this, the government is behaving like the opposition. वो खुद सवाल पूछ रहे हैं, but the police is under you, the investigation is under you, the ability to control whether or not Bangladeshi immigrants come into Maharashtra is your responsibility, but you are behaving like you're sitting in the opposition. Now I'll tell you three very simple things. When the attack first happened and we questioned law and order, not just because Saif Ali Khan was attacked, but because there has been the killing of a Sarpanch in Beed, because there had been a custodial death in Parbhani. Today another Chota Rajan gangster has made another claim that he's been arrested for. We've been making law and order claims. They said no problem with law and order. The minute the attacker's name was released and it was Bangladeshi, very serious law and order problem in Mumbai. All Bangladeshis must be removed. Law and order crisis in Mumbai. You were just saying there's no law and order crisis. 2 days later, Saif Ali Khan was never stabbed. So then what is that man doing in the police custody? Should he be released? What should be done with him? Are Bangladeshis no longer a threat? I mean, this government has become a joke. Can they decide what their approach to law and order is and come up with real solutions? Because otherwise, we'll have to start getting popcorn in the opposition, because you cannot make sense of this.
No, Tehseen, is a circus and a joke being made out of what has happened with Saif Ali Khan and his family because the Maharashtra government is embarrassed, because they have nothing better to do, or because he's a star and they know, all netas know, the moment you step into a story that is in the headlines, you will make headlines?
Shreya, good evening. Thank you so much for having me on the show. What popcorns will be served and at what GST rate, that will keep a debate for another day. But let me answer this question. Obviously, all the politicians, whether from the rowdy right or from the loony left, are making statements because they know that they will get the attention. They will be a part of prime time discussion. Look, I've always said this. The day this attack happened, I said this, and my position hasn't changed. The Maharashtra police is a very, very professional force, and you need to give them time. Is it some kind of a theory that Nitesh Rane ji or Sanjeev Nirupam ji or anybody else believes that the police is cooking up a story? Secondly, the Lilavati Hospital, the doctors are professionals. It's not like one doctor. It's not a mohalla clinic where there's just one a doctor who's going to operate and can manipulate reports. There are procedures, there are papers. All of this, the treatment happens in front of everybody. There is an operation. How can a hospital the size of Lilavati lie about all of that? There were medical bulletins given every day. So then what explains Saif walking away as well as he did walk away? First, shouldn't we be happy that the guy is an alpha and he's fit and strong? Maybe it is adrenaline. Maybe he has inner strength. Maybe it's willpower. Maybe he was on a painkiller when he walked away. He was wearing a painkiller. I mean, as somebody, I professionally do MMA, and sometimes you get beaten up very badly in the ring, but you don't want to show your opponents. So you still walk away with your head held high, and you think that it's not paining. So maybe it's adrenaline. It could be a number of things. Maybe he was on a painkiller when that image was taken. You're not in his house 24/7 observing the pain he's going through after the operation. So I just think you should give him his privacy. Let the Maharashtra police investigate it professionally. Let the reports come out, and it's not so easy for police to come up with everything within 24 hours or 48 hours as people expect the police to be. In my case, in the earlier case, when there was, like I said, when there was somebody who was looking at throwing acid at me, ultimately it took the police about a month to find out that the person who was ultimately coming to throw an acid on me was somebody who had worked with me many years ago, and somebody from my team, casually speaking, had given out that information. So police will also take time to get details, to get the entire story. How can a police in 2 days or 4 days or 5 days solve an entire case? That's not going to happen. You're not in a video game simulation. So I think we should let go of this, give him his space, his privacy, and I urge netas not to get attention on his behalf, Saif Ali Khan's behalf.
Is that what you think is happening? That netas are getting, this is reflected glory. If you speak about Saif Ali Khan, raise doubts, you are feeding into social media conversation that ultimately will make it to television. You may call it a useless conspiracy theory, but the fact is that's the only thing that is being debated on television sets for the last 3 days.
Absolutely. And that's the way it will be. And all of these politicians know that is happening. Therefore, both sides are doing it. Earlier on, and this is a unique case. Earlier on, those who were critical of the BJP government were saying that Saif was attacked for a particular reason, and the BJP supporters were defending Saif Ali Khan. Now, those who are on the BJP side are attacking Saif Ali Khan, and the other side is defending him. But all of this is attention seeking. Look, I'm again saying, Devendra Fadnavis, whatever my political opposition term, is a good chief minister, is a good home minister. No chief minister or home minister tells the police how to conduct an investigation. That doesn't happen. Maharashtra is a professional force. Let them do it. Give them some time. The doctors are professional. Are doctors making up all of these lies? I mean, come on. What sort of a conspiracy has Saif Ali Khan indulged in? That he's got a DCP, ACP, investigating officer, constables, rickshawala, doctor, surgeon, nurses, ward boy, everybody on board. I mean, immediately, how is this possible?
Well, anything is possible if you want to believe it's possible. If I today want to believe I'm Queen Victoria, then that's possible as well. Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, looking at these conspiracy theories, and the biggest one is this, and this is not just Maharashtra politicians asking this today, but the day when Saif Ali Khan walked in, and we'll just put that picture out for our viewers, and this video footage was released of him absolutely straight, walking out, waving to the crowd, smiling as if nothing had happened. Many people did have that question. Is it possible for someone who's had a life-saving surgery, 6 ghante wo operation chala, it's happening on the spine, for him to walk away as fit as a fiddle in exactly 5 days? Is that a legitimate question to ask?
Yeah. Good evening, Queen Victoria. This is King Charles here. So just trying to put many things in place which are not falling into place. Look at the chronological order. Okay, so let's believe that there is an invisible phantom who misses the CCTV footage and goes exactly on the 11th and 12th floor. There is no break-in. Obviously, it's some insider job. I trust the doctors of all fraternity all over India, and I trust the Bombay Police Force. But there is a footage which is shown of the 6th floor. The faces of the identity of those people, at least visibly on social media, I think the faces don't match. Now, if you see the gentleman who's come into the house as a break-in or being allowed to come in, he's a dominant right-handed person because he's opening the drawers trying to find something with the right hand. Normally, what we would normally see in medical forensic science is the right-handed person, when he's attacking someone, will attack a person on the left side of the body. It's almost impossible for a right-handed person to come and stab a person on the left side of the neck. So there is no marks or any injury or any surgical tape or any dressing on the left side of the neck. Whether recovery in 4 days can take place after a dura surgery, yes, it's possible, but it's difficult. I believe a piece was embedded, which was removed by Lilavati. Fantastic job done by them surgically, but I think recovery takes a little bit of time. Maybe his body has responded really well. It's difficult to say. But the larger question is the missing pieces in the link to the story leading up to the accident itself. The person who apparently stabbed Saif Ali Khan left the apartment and the building after a couple of hours without any stains on his clothes. I'm not going into the auto theory and a young kid taking the father to the hospital and not using their own cars. I mean, that's another story altogether. But I think there are a few things which don't match medically. That's my cause of concern. But not even for a minute I'm doubting the doctors of Lilavati or the Bombay Police Force. I think both are fantastic in their individual rights. But I think give perhaps the cops a little bit of time and they'll give us the exact chronological order. But the intent, the motive is unknown. He may be a Bangladeshi or from Timbuktu, but the issue is the injury marks, what was described, or at least on social media and electronic media, perhaps are not collaborating with the kind of recovery which this gentleman has had within 4 days.
No, but Dr. Bagai, before I get Dr. Vikram Singh in, we don't have to go by what social media or electronic media is saying, because theories have widely fluctuated. And even information that reporters have sent has widely fluctuated. You can pick up 2 newspapers and 2 news channels and you'll see completely different sets of information playing out. The point is we need to go by what the doctors said. Is the recovery matching the injury that the doctors described? That is my question to you.
It is possible but difficult.
Okay. Dr. Vikram Singh, the other question, and we don't have just opposition leaders in we don't have just ruling politicians in Maharashtra who are raising a question. Even people in the AIMIM are raising questions and saying, there are lots of people calling us and saying कुछ तो गड़बड़ है, कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा, पुलिस आके बता क्यों नहीं रही है, ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है कि सीसीटीवी में जो लड़का दिख रहा है वो मैच नहीं करता जो पुलिस वालों ने पकड़ा है. What's your take on this? Because there is a newspaper that has actually employed a forensic lab, done some due diligence, and their conclusion seems to be that these two men are different. What is your conclusion?
Yeah, good evening and good evening, esteemed panelists. You're absolutely right. I would not take the name of the newspaper, but the man, Shariful, is very different from the person who is shown in the CCTV footages, and the comparison between the shape of the face, the nose, the upper lip, the eyes, everything, there is a mismatch. As if this was not enough, the manner in which this man entered, it was an absolute no security and no check or anything, video camera, nothing, no passes, nothing. Does it happen in Guru Sharnam, in high profile, where we live in Noida, in the absolute basic colonies? This is immensely more important. Then we come to the incident itself. The incident is that even if there is a dog bite, 112 is called and the ambulance is called. Again, even in case of ordinary dog bites, 112 of the police is called and an ambulance is summoned. Nothing like this happened in the case of Saif. An entry was made when the injured Saif was going, no such calls was made. As if this was not enough, the police said, we have been able to identify the culprit in Prabha Devi and he's a history sheeter. And suddenly there's a 180-degree about turn and there's a reverse gear in the entire investigation. And last but not the least, the investigating officer is changed yesterday. In such high-profile cases, the IO is never changed. It is a matter of policy that we don't change horses midstream during battle. But the very fact, something must have gone terribly wrong that the IO was changed. And we had, you know what? We had Mr. Ajay Lignarkar replacing Sudarshan Gaikwad. How does it happen? Was something horribly wrong with the investigation? And then we come to the investigation part itself. There's something that we have never seen in my life. The doctors complimenting the injured. He came like a tiger. Are you a part of somebody's PR team? You're supposed to be surgical in your approach. Choose your words carefully without giving unnecessary compliments or criticism. You're supposed to be absolutely matter of fact. But it was absolutely unexpected. And I would have been very happy had they been surgical and kept to the medical propriety only. Now, the manner in which he walked away, of course, Tehseen Poonawala Sahab has had his share. I too have had my share in boxing. It is different matter to have a broken nose or a battered jaw, but it's a different ballgame to have 6 stab wounds and to be operated surgically for 6 hours. There is no way, I would say there's no way that a person can walk away even after the general anesthesia and other such injuries and post-operative care and surgery. Therefore, there are certain things that I have seen in 36 years of professional life and my individual life of 75 years, I've seen nothing like this ever. Therefore, there are so many things that the Mumbai police will have to answer now. Now we come to a confession. Confession, it seems, was contrived and manipulated. Fingerprints, I would say, can be juxtaposed. These are my loud questions I throw to the esteemed panelists, and I feel it's in the element of suspicion. Nothing seems to be conclusive as of now. There are more question marks than there ever were.
Okay, the point is that if you want a confession from someone who has been detained or arrested, the police has a very simple way. Pitai kar do, right? But the fact is, and this is what the Mumbai police is saying, that this man has led us to the Bandra lake where the handle of the knife was. He threw it there and he correctly led us there and we made that recovery. They are also saying we have seen him face to face. And when you see him face to face, it's obvious that it is the man on the CCTV. What do you respond to that?
I have my own reservations since I have been a part of the department for many, many decades. I know that I'm hell-bent upon circumventing law, evidence, and proof. I can also plant the part of the weapon and then take the subject and get it recovered subsequently as an afterthought. I'm not giving ideas, but these are things that have happened in the past. I don't say that doesn't happen today, but yes, it is certainly, I said, a confession can be contrived, as you very rightly said, maar koot ke jisse jo chahiye main kehlwa dun. That is why confession made before a police officer is not admissible in law. Secondly, unless it leads to something that is more convincing, has he been recognized by the maidservant? As the maidservant said that he asked for 1 crore rupees. These are questions that the Mumbai police needs to answer. How did he manage to gain access? He does not seem to be that smart and elect. And the dichotomy between the CCTV pictures, as also Shariful, is there single even 5% facial recognition software even will also reject that Shariful is the person on the CCTV. I mean, you must have had your own experience of handling facial recognition software. This man does not match at all. There's a total mismatch. And to top it all, this man also, if he's a confessing accused, there is no material recovery. If I were to believe Mumbai police that they were able to recover one part of the knife, well, go to Google and see what happened in the case of Charles Sobraj. There's so many cases that were planted, recovered, again planted, and again recovered. I'm not convinced at all, Shreya.
Okay, you're not convinced. Tehseen Poonawala, this is a policeman who has years of experience, policing experience, and is not particularly affiliated to any political dispensation. He's saying conspiracy theories hain, but there's a basis to these conspiracy theories.
Yeah, and I don't want to get into a boxing match with Dr. Vikram Singh for sure. But listen, I've seen the other images, not the one that you're showing. And the face does match. That's the other images where the person who's been taken by the Mumbai police. But let's leave all of that out. Is it Dr. Vikram Singh or Dr. Bagai's case that Saif Ali Khan or whoever made all this up? They've got from the DCP, from the police commissioner, the DCP, the Lilavati Hospital, their medical board, their trustees, their doctors, their compounders, their nurses, their medical staff, the rickshaw, everybody on board. And then they sort of made this up. Look, ultimately, everybody agrees that this is possible, that after an injury like this, you can walk out. Why can't you just accept that Saif Ali Khan could be one of those alpha guys who was protecting his family? Number two, Dr. Bagai's question, why did somebody with a right hand stab on the right side? Because the answer to that has been given, because Saif Ali was holding the accused from behind, not from the front. How did he enter the house? From the window, from the bathroom window. He jumped from the other building. That's been established. The rest of it, you don't want Mumbai police leaking this out. If Mumbai police keeps leaking out everything, or everything keeps coming out and becoming public spectacle, you're already seeing what politicians are doing. The Maharashtra police, the Mumbai police, and these doctors are professionals. Allow them at least 20 days and allow this case to be solved. But one last thing, what I know is when this weapon was recovered, they video recorded it. Now, is it the case that the police went, put the weapon there, then took this guy, video recorded it and removed it? I mean, look at it in a high-profile case. How is all of this possible in a city like Mumbai?
No. It is very much possible. Remember the Porsche accident? Anything is possible when it comes to the Maharashtra police.
But the footage just came out.
Let us not say how can this happen.
True, but see, that's the argument. You make my argument for me. In the Porsche case, by the way, Ajit Pawar's MLAs were helping him and he lost the election. That's from my area. Everything was caught on CCTV cameras because they didn't know some CCTV cameras. In this day and age in Mumbai and Pune, it's not possible. You have CCTV everywhere, private, public. So that's how they were caught. How did the commissioner catch the doctors changing the blood? That was caught on another CCTV camera. They shut off one CCTV camera. So again, it's not possible in these cities.
Okay. Anish, I can give you 20 seconds. I do have to wrap up, but I did see your hand go up. Go ahead, please.
Can I just come in?
I was just going to say that instead of newspapers running forensics labs, I would like to have the government funding the forensics labs that already exist. We just had Ms. Borwankar, who used to be the Commissioner of Police for Pune, saying that they are underfunded in this city and across the state. We've had 13,000 police vacancies in Mumbai. We've got contract employees on the Mumbai police. These are the questions that should be asked, not whether Saif Ali Khan is faking this. And the government needs to answer these instead of concocting rumors about how he's walking the way he is or whether anyone killed him or not or stabbed him or not.
Dr. Bagai, 10 seconds. No more.
Yeah, sure. The issue is after an injury to your lining of the brain, which we call as dura, which was ruptured and it was sutured, not even for a second I will ever cast doubt on the Lilavati group of hospitals. They've done a fantastic job. Generally, the recovery takes 5 to 7 days. for the initial wound to heal internally. So for someone to be discharged earlier than that, like I said, maybe it's a miracle. Maybe his body has responded really well. There was a foreign object, there's a risk of infection and so on. So medically, it looks a little bit iffy, but if it's possible, it's a miracle.
Okay, we'll leave it there. And the conspiracy theorists have all rights to float conspiracy theories. My simple and what the questions they are asking may sound very logical as well. Some of them sound logical to me as well. But my simple question is this, only one question. Why would a man, a superstar, get himself stabbed and endanger his own family? Please someone answer that question for me, and don't say it was a PR stunt for a film. No one goes that far for a PR stunt. We'll leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much. Anish Gawande, good to have you on the show. Kiranji, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much to Tehseen Poonawala, Dr. Vikram Singh, and Dr. Sanjeev Bagai as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a wrap from me. News and updates continue. Do stay with us.